About 10 years after the events of Dead Island, the United States government and U.S. military are forced to put California under a full quarantine restricted zone due to a new and stronger zombie outbreak. As Los Angeles is being quarantined, 6 individuals, dubbed Slayers, attempt to board one of the last evacuation flights out of the city. Hustler Bruno, mechanic Carla, retail worker Danny, exotic dancer Ryan, athlete Amy, and stuntman Jacob. However, in the confusion, the evacuation flight ends up having an infected on board, causing the army to shoot it down. The Slayers narrowly survive the crash, but end up getting bitten and infected trying to help some other survivors. The Slayers manage to make their way to the home of one of the crash survivors, actress Emma Jaunt, who reluctantly shelters them despite their infection. Sam B., Emma's ex-boyfriend, then arrives at the mansion, intending to get Emma out of the city and revealing he is immune to the infection, and the Slayers come to realize that they are immune as well. With the Slayers still intent to get out of the city, they head to the nearest evacuation center at the Halperin Hotel. Unfortunately, the Slayers find the hotel already overrun, but recover a radio and make contact with Dr. Reuben Reed, a CDC doctor who asks them to come to his safe haven in Santa Monica, where they can use the Slayers' immunity to synthesize a cure. However, Sam warns the Slayers not to trust Reed. The Slayers head through the sewers to get to Santa Monica, finding out to their horror that the zombie corpses the military had been dumping into the sewers have begun to melt together into a massive tumor-like growth spreading underneath the city. They are then stopped by another group of survivors, led by a woman named Lola Konradt, who drops the Slayers into a pit full of zombies, which temporarily triggers a bestial rage in them, which they use to kill all the zombies. Eventually, the Slayers manage to reach Reed's haven at the Sterling Hotel. However, Reed informs them that the military will not extract them from Lola unless they provide proof of immunity, which means using Reed's testing equipment at the overrun CDC HQ. The Slayers recover the equipment and return to find out that Reed and Konradt are acquaintances. The Slayers are then sent to find Reed's missing daughter Tisha, who is actually working with a team of hackers investigating mysterious encrypted data being exchanged by the CDC. Tisha tells the Slayers a way to contact Konradt directly in return for them to give her more time to investigate the CDC. Konradt tips the Slayers off to a secret lab Reed was sending other immune subjects to. While finding an infected test subject, the Slayers succumb to their bestial instincts and attack Tisha, who apparently kills them, only for them to be revived to Konradt. She explains to the Slayers that she, her followers, and the Slayers are a new type of humanity dubbed Numen, who can assimilate the infection, called the autophagy, while retaining their minds. Before leaving, she warns the Slayers that Reed is not actually searching for a cure. The Slayers return to the Sterling Hotel to confront Reed, only to find out he has flown with Tisha to a lab on Hollywood Boulevard, and that he was responsible for the autophagy outbreak in LA. Furious at constantly being lied to, the Slayers gather together Emma, Sam, and helicopter pilot Patton with the intention of stealing Reed's helicopter and leaving the city. They reach Hollywood Boulevard, only for Sam to begin succumbing to the autophagy, his immunity apparently no longer effective. The Slayers go on ahead and confront Reed, who admits that he released the autophagy in LA in order to filter out Numen, explaining that the autophagy is not a plague, but a part of humanity's very DNA that is hard-coded to activate at a predetermined time to wipe out of all humanity, and the Numen were his only way to find a method to neutralize it. He gives the Slayers a single dose of autophagy cure, and reveals that Tisha also carries the cure in her body, having been secretly injected with Numen blood prior to birth. Reed then succumbs to the autophagy, forcing the Slayers to kill him while Tisha flees. The Slayers return to Emma, Sam, and Patton, and administer the cure to Sam, saving his life. However, the Slayers decide to stay behind in LA to find Tisha, as well as help the other survivors trapped in the city. As Emma, Sam, and Patton escape the city, Konradt and her followers keep a close eye on the Slayers as they fight another horde of zombies.